Dun, dun, dun. This is a massive bag of fantasy pins, including the biggest pin I've added to my collection to date. So hurry back.
Just an 80s boy and a 90s teen, going on all things Disney, from mouse to parks and in between. Come share the magic with me. La 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 la. Live your life to a Disney tune. Come and share Jake's Disney Afternoon.
Hey Disney Afternoon gang, welcome back to my channel and thanks for returning. If you're new here, my name is Jake and I do all kinds of Disney content, including subscription boxes, swaps, hauls, vintage trips, trivia, pins, fantasy pins. If it's Disney, we're doing it, so you're going to want to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on the next Disney adventure. Okay, this bag has been sitting around for a little bit now because I've had some swaps and things that I've needed to film, and I've been dying to get into it. So today is the day at last. So these are all from Flight So Fancy Fantasy Pins. Girl, I got it right this time. Sandy does an amazing job designing and working with companies and bringing all of the pins to life, all of the slightly obscure characters, Fox and the Hound, and Oliver and Company, and Rescuers, and a few of those things. So if you're looking for those kind of things, they ain't cheap, I'm not gonna lie to you, but they are some of the best quality pins around, and it is worth the price. You know, you gotta pay if you want the goods. So Sandy sent me a bunch of things. There was some kind of mix-up in addresses, and some had gone out, and they had gone to an apartment across the street, actually, by accident. There was a big goof up, and I tried to actually go over and get it back. But Sandy was amazing. The police are coming for the people who took my pins. That's right, buckle up. Sandy's amazing. She worked with me. She got me everything that I needed. So she cares about getting your collection. She cares about quality of the pins. What more do you want? So let's get into this. I'm going to save the big one for last. Of course you knew I was going to save the big one for last. Although if you watched Lauren over at Castles, Capes, and Clones channel, he stole my thunder. But he's getting back to me for scooping him on a lot of vintage items that I sometimes get to before he does, let's say. Man, every one of these is going to be, Okay, so a lot of these are for my Rescuers Down Under. I think we've got some Oliver in here. And I can't remember what else. Maybe Robin Hood? Not sure. This one has been in a while, in the works for a while. If you don't know how it works, it's kind of a unique process. You got to have a little bit of patience with it because Sandy puts up the idea, basically works. They're coming for you. They're coming for you across the street. No, not yet. They're coming. She puts you in a group. Often you pay half, and that kind of helps initially get the costs off the ground and things like that. But it takes a while. It could take months, depending on factories and designs. And, you know, we do proofs, and sometimes she brings design options to the group. So if you want to be a part of the thing, like part of it all is the process. So like, you know, you gotta sort of be in for the process. But man, there is Frank and Joanna, and that is such a great scene when they're trying to get the keys back from each other. Of course, Joanna the Goanna, one of my favorites. Frank, I also love. I need to get more pins of Frank. Amazing. All right, let's move into the next. Oh, here's a couple of smaller ones. Oh, this one was because Sandy, you didn't need to do this, but Sandy is such a lovely person, and she really wants to do right by everybody and her business, and I respect that tremendously. So she sent in a little bonus. This is actually not from a cartoon I collect, although Seth Lavender will tell you I threaten to collect everything after a little while, and I have threatened to collect this one, so Sandy, you might have unleashed the beast, so I blame you. But this is Pinocchio. Look how cute that is. Super, super sweet. I love the characters in Pinocchio and the colors. And there he is with Jiminy Cricket. Kind of almost looking more like a cricket, strangely. But it's a super cute design. Look at the colors on that. So thank you for that bonus pin. You did not have to, but that was really special. So now I'm stuck starting a Pinocchio club. Not even stuck starting one. I've started one. One is a start. I forget who, Laura, were you saying, or Ryan, you guys were saying, how is it 3 that starts a collection? Well, 1's enough for me. All right, so speaking of Joanna the Goanna, there's this other series, this kind of heart series, and so there's Joanna with, is it Bruni? I could do without the Bruni. I don't do the Frozen 2 very well, but it doesn't matter because it's a brilliant pin that mostly features Joanna, and Bruni's just there, so, you know, whatever. But man, Joanna. Oh, so good, so good. All right, let's move along here. Let's see, let's go with this one. These are all nicely wrapped, nicely packaged up. She always takes care of the pins, so definitely, you know, at the very least, go follow her on Instagram. I watched her for a long time, and I just kind of understood the process, and oh man, this pin is amazing. Oh, all right, so there is some Robin Hood. I did forget. So not only is this Robin Hood and Little John, but it's tag along the brother whose birthday it is, and I forget the sister's name. But there's not the little boy, or is he the little boy? Now I don't know. Lauren. These pins aren't even going to fit on this little board, so we're going to have to share. But look at this massive, massive pin. I mean, there's my hand. Huge. So, such a great scene of them gathered around the stew pot and getting ready to eat. All of my favorite characters. That's like an anchor pin, right? That's like a corner pin. You put this kind of like to weight down your board. Although right now I've got rescuers in Robin Hood sharing a board right now. It's gonna have to stop soon enough, but for now they'll share. But that is definitely an anchor pin. I mean, the beauty of that. It's like you see these things online, you see them being developed, you're in the chats, and then they're in your hand, and it's a whole other experience. So, anyway, moving along. Footloose and fancy free, we're moving right along. Doop-a-doop, doop-a-doop. All right, so let's see what this one is. Oh, yes, this one's been in for a while too, and I have been wanting this one. One of my favorite characters. Why should I worry? Why should I care? This is Dodger. Oh. Board slipping, it's so bloody heavy. Oh, guys, look. Dodger and the hot dogs, kind of in like a, it's not a profile because it's his whole body, kind of in full body, full character, just posing. A lot of Sandy's scenes, which I appreciate, are actually action oriented, meaning that it's like a still, like you pause the film. So like Robin Hood and Joanna, they're definitely in motion, but then also there's some of these that are like just kind of really celebrating the character in some kind of iconic moment. He's got, is he holding the glasses in his mouth? It's hard to say. That might be part of the stand, but oh, that is a nice looking pin. The best thing is not opening this package. The best thing is putting it on the board as soon as I'm done with this video. Okay, we've got more. You saw how big that bag was. All right, this is, oh yes, okay. These I have been wanting forever. This is one of my favorite sequences of all time in The Rescuers Down Under, which is right up there as a film for me. Lauren represents the OG Rescuers, which I like. I represent the new generation Rescuers Down Under. Together, our nerddom is complete. So this is when they're racing on the lightning bugs with Bernard and Bianca. And my namesake, Jake, maybe that's why I like it. I don't know. All right, so I am going to have to take some pins off here, I regret to say, because we are out of room. All right, I'm going to leave Joanna up for a minute. You can look at her because these are Rescuers Down Under. So they are 3 separate pins. And this little sequence when they're riding through the outback is just, it's very cool. I think this one was done with CGI. Lauren, correct me if I'm wrong. They were doing some CGI testing on this. They did the opening when the title sequence comes up and it runs through the brush to Cody's house. I know with CGI, and you can kind of tell a little bit. You know, it was the early days. But I feel like maybe part of this sequence, the camera was moving through the computer. But look at this trio of pins. So Bernard, of course, is having issues riding it. Bianca's turning back, laughing at him because she finds his, you know, sort of nerdiness appealing. And Jake, the leader, is just barreling on through, cool as a cucumber. Look how awesome all 5 of those pins are going to look together on the board. That is a series I have been looking at for a while. Yeah, so good, so good. Okay, are we down to, I think, one more before the biggin? Oh, I just got a glance at the big. I don't even know if it's going to stay on the board or how I'm going to put it up, but what you're going to do. Give it a try. Okay, I don't know what this one is. I can't remember. You know, because you're in process with these things for so long, they show up and you forgot that you ordered it, or you forgot which ones you ordered. Okay, appropriate that this one should come here. So let me clear the board because we're going to switch films. We're going to go back to, so we got 3 movies today. We got Robin Hood. We've got Rescuers Down Under. Comment down below if you're a Rescuers fan or a Rescuers Down Under fan. Let's have this out, Lauren, once and for all. Now we had some Oliver with Dodger. We're going to go back to Oliver for the last pin or 2. Maybe that's a hint to what I got. That only a 2-pinner? All right, this is such a fun scene in the film and so warm. And is this bigger than the Robin? No, it's about the same. Maybe a little bigger. There's a little pin-on-pin action, and we've got all the gang here. We've got Fagin reading them a story. We've got Einstein. We've got Francis, Tito, Dodger, Oliver. Is Rita in there? Why no Rita? Why no Rita? Well, I've got an awesome Rita pin on the board. But again, look at how giant this pin is. This is an anchor pin. I may have to redo some of my Oliver board. Based on this in the next pin, I may have to have a new Oliver board. I have its own board and it's... The problem is real. All right, last one, I think. Believe. Guys, so one of the things that Sandy does is... Cheapers. One of the things that Sandy does is makes these amazing logo nameplate kind of things, and they're kind of like all the characters are there, and it's almost like a movie poster kind of a feel, celebrating the whole thing. So you've got Jenny and Georgette and Einstein and Tito. There's Rita, Fagin, Sykes, and the 2 dogs, which I never remember their DeSoto and Bruno. I don't think that's right. DeSoto, I think, is one, though. Oliver, Dodger, and Francis. And then, of course, the name logo. Let's see if I can even get it on this board. Barely. Dun, 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 dun. Guys, look at this massive pin. I mean, is that not the center of a board or what? Which means I really got to move some things around, but whew. I mean, those 2 pins alone basically take up this board. A lot of pins. A lot of real estate on the pin board. Anyway, tell me down below, do you have a favorite from today? Because, gosh, I mean, probably it's the nameplate for me. Probably because I like this kind of postery artwork, but like everything is amazing. Oh, so good. Let me know down below. Please go check out Sandy's work and the amazing pins that are coming up, because you need them. You kind of need them. Like, you know, they're better than the Disney pins. There, I said it. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you're new, because there are more fantasy pins where these came from that we are going to be showing, and I cannot wait. So I hope to see you soon on the next Disney Afternoon.